So just let me introduce the panel to you. Aska Wakar, first up. She's a seasoned marketing and business professional. She's been with Unilever for over a decade now, and she's held many different positions on the leading brands in Pakistan. Surf Excel is one of them, but she wasn't just on the brand, she was also leading the total home care business. मुझे पता है आप लोग शायद कैटेगरीज से वाकिफ़ नहीं होंगे, लेकिन हम उनको कैटेगरीज में शुमार करते हैं. तो ना वो सिर्फ ब्रांड देख रही थी, वो पूरी कैटेगरी लीड कर रही थी. एंड सर्फ एक्सेल के जितने आपने रमज़ान कैंपेन्स और ज़बरदस्त टीवी कमर्शियल्स और वो सब कंज्यूमर फेसिंग चीज़ें देखी होंगी. अस्का वाज बिहाइंड देम. बिफोर दैट ऑब्वियसली शी वाज आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द स्किन क्लेंजिंग बिजनेस. अब स्किन क्लेंजिंग इज़ बेसिकली साबुन. But it's also got Lux in it and Lifebuoy in it. Before that, she was, I think, in the hair category, which was also looking at amazing brands like Sunsilk and Lifebuoy shampoo and Dove. And I think she also did some beverages, and beverages mein hum chai basically kehte hain. So basically, she's done a lot of brands at Unilever and categories and held a lot of leadership roles. So please put your hands together for Aska Wakar. All of that was without reading, so I hope I met that challenge. I will introduce Hafsa next, Hafsa Shamsi. She's a career that spans 29 years, almost 30 years now. It includes hands-on operational experience as well as strategic senior leadership roles at blue chip multinationals for the most part. She's held senior positions looking at all areas of finance, including strategic planning, business analysis, financial and management reporting, treasury, tax, risk management, governance, and controls. She's also held company secretarial roles and ensured compliance and legislations and regulations for listed companies. ये मैंने बहुत लंबी चौड़ी बात की है, ये आप इनसे अलग से रोक कर पूछ सकते हैं, but finance के ये बहुत सारे different sections होते हैं, and they're all very, very important. Throughout her career, she has worked with some of the best companies of Pakistan: ICI, Shell, Pakistan Refinery Limited, and Engro Corporation. I can personally vouch that all of them are a pretty big deal in Pakistan. Right now, I think she is at Roche Pakistan, but she joined Roche in 2016 and has recently returned from her assignment in Netherlands to take on the role as Managing Director for Roche Pakistan. Please put your hands together for Hafsa. Last panelist को हम रहने दें, सब जानते हैं, सबको पता है कौन है? पतंगीर. So I'll fulfill the formality, right? So we've got Amtul and Fahad from Patangir, very early adopters of the digital revolution. They started out in 2017 as Pakistan's first travel couple and quickly captured hearts across the country. Over the years, they not only expanded into diverse digital content, but also evolved into a production house, a dynamic production house, redefining creativity and storytelling from creating music videos, short films, documentaries, DVCs, food videos, podcasts, talk shows, and motorsport videos as well. They've been collaborating with global and local brands to foster positive community engagement and redefine Pakistan digital content. So please, a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, so Mariam also mentioned that this is the Unmissable series that Unilever is doing. It's going around campuses and talking to students about important topics, right? And these are topics to equip you guys with certain tools and certain skills and knowledge in order to manage yourself at the workplace. Because obviously, while we're students, we're a little bit carefree, और हम लोग ज़्यादा नहीं सोच रहे होते हैं कि when we show up at the workplace, how do we operate, right? And there are a lot of challenges that we're faced with. So I think a lot of topics have been covered in the previous series, but today we'll be talking about how to handle performance pressure. And this is, again, as Mariam is saying, a lot of data is telling us that there is a lot of anxiety around performance. Trust me, that doesn't go away across your whole career. It just takes on different forms. But we learn to deal with it, right? And we've got an accomplished panel here to help us just pick up some tips and tricks around that topic. So let me start off with Patangir, with you guys. And I think this would be very interesting for the audience to know, because your source of validation is basically the online audience, and you're producing content from them. You get the okay from them in terms of their likes and comments and engagement. So how do you deal with the pressure of constantly coming up with content that is relevant and that is, still something that people will like?
Yeah, so I think for us it's a very relevant question because वो यही है ना कि हमारे सर पे कोई एक बॉस नहीं है या एक supervisor नहीं है who's like good, who's like bad, who's guiding you. So we're constantly, looking at the numbers, the likes, the followers, and honestly, it gets a lot, right? But at one point, you need to tell yourself कि यार, your self-worth is not just numbers and likes and follows. Like we need to tell that to ourselves every day. Of course, शुरू में milestones होते हैं आपके कि पहले साल में जब पतंगगिरी शुरू किया तो यू वर लाइक 10,000 फॉलोअर्स करने ही करने हैं पहले साल में, चलो ठीक है, दैट्स अ माइलस्टोन, वो कर लिया. उसके बाद वे लोग ओके अब 50,000 फॉलोअर्स करने हैं, वो हो गए, एंड नाउ वे लाइक 100K कब होंगे, सो इट्स नेवर एंडिंग. तो यू नीड टू स्टॉप योर सेल्फ एंड टेल योर सेल्फ कि यार माई वर्थ विल कम फ्रॉम माई वर्क. सो दैट्स नंबर वन दैट वी डू कि हम इतना प्रेशर ऑडियंस से इतना अपने आप को नहीं लेने देते बिकॉज वे लाइक यार वी नीड टू, like our work needs to talk for itself. Numbers आए नहीं आए, कभी आते हैं कभी नहीं आते, because again as you mentioned कि we're in a very volatile and a very evolving field. Now social media is ever changing, कभी नई ऐप आ गई, कभी नए ट्रेंड्स आ गए, so you're always chasing something or the other, but at some level you need to also ground yourself, right? So what we did was कि we like, yeah, we're always going to make sure we from our end put our best foot forward, whether it's production, whether it's storytelling, whether it's our writing, our cinematography, क्योंकि हम अपने आप को ही खुद ही चैलेंज करते रहते हैं, because again as I said, nobody in house, our boss or anybody telling us कि you're not good enough or bad enough. तो यही है कि अपने काम पे फोकस किया, अपने आप को हमेशा शुरू से बहुत यूनिक रखने की कोशिश की. With Patangir when we started in 2016, there was no travel content being made. अब तो it sounds so shocking for me to say because अब तो इतना कुछ content है, but like I remember 2016, 2017 when we were like, why is there no like good quality, good production travel content of Pakistan, तो वो हमने वहां से शुरू किया, then we kept on like pushing the boundary. तो I think यही है कि अपने काम को इतना अच्छा रखे कि ना किसी और को बोलने का मौका नहीं दे. What would you like to add?
I think she covered everything.
ये वाले टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स नहीं लेने हैं.
I'll answer the next question.
No, but if you have a different perspective or a similar,
I think that something people need to realize is that it's not just us in like the social media, field that are exposed to this numbers and likes. It's actually now a very regular, normal phenomena for people to go through, which is. I think we are more equipped to handle it now as opposed to a lot more people who are creating content for themselves and are also defining themselves from what they're creating. Who's liking it? कौन मेरी story को देख रहा है? ये आप सबको मुझे पता है, आप देख रहे होते हैं कि आपकी story कौन देख रहा है, सही है? So you don't have to get stuck in that rat race. And also the next thing is that your constant exposure to other people is how you're measuring yourself. So I think what we've learned in time is that don't take external pressure and define yourself. Find your internal motivation and kind of find your path in that way. Because honestly, with social media and all the platforms, you're going to get distracted very quickly.
yeah. But I think maybe just to add on to that, and it's also easier said than done once you've been on that path for so long.
Yeah.
But initially, I'm sure you were looking at the comments and that was affecting you.
Yeah.
Were there any instances where you even modified, the kind of content you were doing and maybe veering away from your true brand, your own personal brand?
I don't think that would be authentic. I think the reason why we got into creating content was to be authentic. And I'll be honest, being a male creator, you don't get that much hate. But when you're a female creator, especially early on, I think Amtul was the one who got the most messages. And, you have to... I supported her. She has the self-confidence in herself to believe that she should be who she is and she doesn't need to change that. And I think we were very lucky that we didn't try to change to what people want, because if you start doing that, that's an endless cycle. So finding that confidence within yourself, and there are days where you kind of question your content, you question yourself, but you have to remember why you started creating. What's the reason for that? You're here to tell good stories. You're here to promote Pakistan. You're here to, be creative. If you keep coming back to those core values, I don't think anybody else will kind of distract you.
Yeah, no. So thanks for that. Maybe just sticking with you guys. There's also because there's a incessant pressure to keep innovating, creating new content. That can lead to a lot of burnout, and we've actually seen a few creators go through that publicly. So what kind of strategies do you have for self-care or sort of taking care of your well-being as well?
Very good question because हमारे लिए तो it's even more difficult because we're also married, right? So it's like creating that division. Where does the professional relationship start and where does the personal relationship end? You know, but honestly, burnout ka specifically, if I think about that, it is ke taking constant breaks. Like कि अगर कभी mood नहीं है content बनाने का, right? Like because you have to come on camera yourself, and if you're not feeling authentic enough, so sometimes you'll be like, okay, let's not force it. You know, at the end, we're also important. You know, how we're feeling, what we are going through, that's also important. So okay, let's not force it. जैसे बहुत दफा ये होता है कि आजकल तो everything is content, right? What I'm eating, what I'm wearing, where I'm going. People want to know everything that a content creator is doing. So that was one boundary we made for ourselves. कि Patangir is all about content, right? We're telling stories, we're showing places. It's not about our personal lives. They're not going to know कि आज फहद ने मुझसे क्या बात की, you know, और हमने आज खाने में क्या खाया, you know, और मेरे जूते कहाँ से हैं. We're like, no, this is Patangir is about content, about good stories, not about Fahad and Amtul, you know. So उससे क्या होता है कि एक personal pressure off हो जाता है. कि okay, I'm not liable to people कि मुझे ये बताने, मुझे बताने, because the more you give in to people, the more they'll add on to you. And I've seen that with other influencers कि they're like, हम अपना घर दिखा रहे थे तो उसमें comments आ रहे होते हैं, आपकी अम्मी ऐसे क्यों बैठी हुई हैं, आपके घर में बच्चे ये क्यों ऐसे क्यों भाग रहे हैं, literally. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. The more you show, the more they will have to pinpoint. और हमने ये कहा क्या हमारे content पे critical feedback है, we're okay, you know, कि आपकी direction could be better, or this shot, that's fine, that's objective content, you know, objective feedback. But once the feedback starts coming on how we look and how we talk and हमारे घर में क्या चल रहा है और आपको, तो उसमें then it affects you. So I think एक ये boundary create करनी चाहिए. Secondly, for example, आजकल everything is content, right? So when we take vacations, पहले शुरू में होता था कि यार सब कुछ दिखाना है, we're traveling ये वो, but now we're like, no, when you travel for yourself, it's for yourself. You need to make boundaries. Okay, what are you doing for the camera, for content, and what is truly for yourself? You know, so I think that is how we keep the burnout off. Okay, not everything is content for us all the time. You can't be switched you can't be switched on. You have to have that switch on and off button. So I think that's what we've trained our minds to do. कि ये काम है, ये नहीं है. यहाँ पे नहीं कैमरा लाना है, यहाँ पे नहीं फोन ऑन करना है.
So clear boundaries, yes. And Fahad, maybe while you're adding to it, what if you are on a deadline from a brand or a company and you're not up to it? How do you handle that?
Yeah, so that's a great question, okay? Because there are going to be days you're not going to be motivated, and there are going to be deadlines, and it's not just, I don't know, it's a phenomena in, I don't know, the business world that you'll be coasting, nothing, there'll be no deadlines. Okay, you'll be like, I'll be okay, and then suddenly, before you know it, there's like 4 deadlines, 4 videos due, and you'll be like, Monday was so calm, and now you're sitting on a Sunday night and you're editing. But it's I think if you choose the field you love, I really don't think it really will, your motivation will come. You will find that consistency. You will have periods where you won't, but if you love your work and you're dedicated to it, you will find the time to make it happen. And I think that's how we kind of deal with our deadlines. And also we now have learned with time that in Pakistan, deadlines, kabhi deadlines hoti nahi hai. वो बोली जाती है. And then you realize, so you can find, there's always a way. I always find that, prioritize everything. But obviously your aim as a professional in our field especially is to make sure you hit those deadlines, because it's already hard enough to see people, when we come in this field, people don't think we're going to be professional. But we've always run Patangir as a business. Our mindset was always to move into direction, to make a production house. So if we didn't bring that professional attitude into the content we created and the brands we work with, it wouldn't translate into the future for us. So I think with that mindset, you have to address those deadlines.
No, thank you. So I think the takeaway is making clear boundaries and then obviously being professional about your job.
Yeah.
And also treating it as a profession and not just something that you're doing on the side,
Bilkul,
right?
yes.
Maybe moving on to Aska and Hafsa, if we could get from you. And I apologize for the question up front because I feel it should be a gender agnostic question. I feel the pressure of managing work and family life as well. But it is written here, so I'm going to be expanding it in a little way. So basically the question is, how do you manage the pressures of both work and family? And what kind of sort of ecosystems have you built to help you maneuver both of them?
Firstly, I don't think it's a gender-specific question, and I think no one should take it like that. I believe, and I think we all should understand that when people come to work, they bring their whole self to work. And what I mean by that is, you don't leave behind your personal life when you come to the professional zone, and then you don't go back home and shut off, right? So it's an integration, and you bring your whole self to work. And everyone has a family, everyone has responsibilities, and just culture mein hum rehte hain, those are more dialed up, right? So this will always be there. You're a man or a woman, you're your parents or you're not. Find a place, and that's your own conscious decision. Find a place to work that understands that and also believes in that. And that's a choice that you will make for yourself or any line of work that you plan to go into. The other thing is that as you grow in your career, you'll obviously go through different stages of life. And as the stages of life changes, your priorities will also evolve. And hence the way you work today will not be the way you work 5 years, 6 years, 10 years down the lane. So the way you work will also keep changing. So you have to understand that. अगर आप ये कहें कि मैं 9 बजे सुबह जाऊँगा या जाऊँगी और मैं 6 बजे आऊँगा and I'm going to cut off everything in between personally, that's not going to work in different stages of life. You might be able to do it, but don't have that expectation for yourself also as you evolve through and go through different stages of life. तो ये तो आपने खुद समझना है. That's something that you have to understand yourself. It's something that you do with yourself. The other thing is you have to find your support system, both personally and professionally. And we were just talking about it. She's worked for 30 years. She's gone through different stages. Her kids are grown up now. I have a very young family. So we were just talking about that, you find people who genuinely want to invest in you. And I mean family also. So these are the people who will become your support system and will come and support you in whatever way you want and would want you to do well, right? If you find people who are generally not interested in investing in you, especially in family or friends, तो फिर वो ये होगा कि अच्छा ये कर लिया, I can't ask this person again. So you'll constantly be in this thought process कि अच्छा I can't do this. So you have to find a support system that believes in you and wants to invest in you. The third thing I would say is that while you're managing work pressure and family responsibilities, set your priorities, that these are the things that I need to do at work and these are the things that I don't want to compromise at home. And उसके around जो सारी चीज़ें हैं वो आप सोचें how do you want to manage that and how do you want to use your support system to get them done. And I think एक चीज़ जो मैंने सीखी है and I try and practice is that you need to communicate. You need to communicate and you need to communicate. Do not expect that the people at work or the people at home know what you need. Because अगर आप इस expectation में हैं तो आप constantly खुद ही disappointed होंगे. For example, you've come from a really long day at work, you have kids at home, you put them to bed and now you have to go through a social gathering, right? And if you don't have it in you or you're tired or you have a deadline the next day, please tell the other person that this is something that I can't do today or for a few years while you're going through this stage or for that month or whatever it is in your context. अगर आप ये सोचेंगे कि मैं काम से आई हूँ and I had kids also और मुझे यहाँ भी जाने को बोल रहे हैं, you're just disappointing your own self. You're not telling the other person what you need. So please communicate that what support you need and you'll be surprised कि कितना support आपको वापस मिलेगा. And the same thing it goes at work also. Don't expect that your manager knows, if your meeting is running post 6 and you have to go home take care of your elderly parents or whatever it is, right? You can't sit in that meeting till late and then keep thinking that they know I have to take care of I have something to do at home. I told them that my parents are not well. अब मुझे फिर भी meeting में बिठा के रखा हुआ है. You please communicate that I can take this at home or I can catch up late. Communicate what you need from at work and at home. The more you'll communicate, the more it'll be easier for you to manage whatever you're managing, both at work and both at home. So I think इसका कोई there's no process that you need to follow to manage this, but I think these are a few things that I've learned, as I've gone through different stages of life. And Hafsa, you can add to this.
Okay, thanks. I think that was great. I think वो जो तुम पहली वाली बात कर रही थी was quite relevant. You know what they say, if you think good thoughts, good things happen to you. Just like that, I think if you go and actively try and be yourself, you seek out the people who will kind of help you along your journey. So that was quite well said. Okay, so I've been working for 30 years, seen the entire spectrum of life, which is single, married, with kids, with in-laws, and now growing up kids. So kind of I speak from a position of age and experience, I think. So I'm really happy to hear what you guys are saying. I have 2 tips really for this pressure balance. I think the first thing is nothing's perfect. You've got to embrace that thought. आपने अभी बात की about content creation. पुराने ज़माने में, in my ज़माना, it was you had to be a perfect daughter because लोग क्या कहेंगे, perfect mother, perfect wife. Today we see that pressure. I see it on my teenage daughter. That you can't put a bad day where you have a pimple, for example, right? So it's become perfection of what you eat. Are you having fun? To me, I think if you can walk away with one thing, nobody is perfect. बेऐब सिर्फ खुदा की ज़ात. So embrace your imperfections. I think that would be my first thing. Go be real, be authentic, be your authentic self. Nobody is you. You are unique, right? And nobody is perfect. So I think that would be my first tip. When you realize that in its true content, it's easy to say, yeah, I'm imperfect, but I'll try and do this because my husband wants it or my parents want it or I want to look good. I think you're not embracing it. So embrace imperfection would be my first thing. And then second would be what you just said. I think it's about prioritization. Time, energy, you've got to prioritize. I've been through the spectrum. So जब बच्चे छोटे थे, तो obviously kids are your priority. Their biological needs, then their emotional needs. Then it came to a time जब parents की तबीयत खराब हो गई, that became a priority. Then of course you want that next promotion. You do want to go to Melbourne and be their CFO. You do want to go to the Netherlands and be their CFO. So these are priorities. So just I would say cut your life up in smaller, carpaccio it or make it smaller pieces. 3 years I think is a good time now. What's your priority for the next 3 years? Chase it. You can't have 50 things. Top 2 things for the next 3 years. Like for me, what brings me here? Today there is 15 other places to be, but I said no, it's about impact, and now the next 3 years for me is more about impact. At least interacting with younger people, maybe you take away a nugget. So I prioritize it. So I think prioritization and imperfection or not chasing perfection would be my 2 tips.
Thank you. Yeah, that deserved a round of applause. Words of wisdom. I think the themes that are coming out are authenticity. You're hearing that word a lot. Being true to yourself. And I think prioritization is another one. I think Aska said it 3 times, but maybe more so communication. So really, communicating with people around you, letting them know what your needs are, and then obviously seeing how it goes, right? And I know it's easier said than done. Maybe again, we've had the privilege of being at workplaces or companies that are more willing to listen. But I think that goes back to what Fahad said, that then you choose where you want to be, right? And then you choose what you are really doing, so that you're at a place where the value sets are matching. So I think those are the kinds of themes that are coming out. I think Hafsa, staying with you, maybe if you could tell us, as you've taken on the different roles and as you've progressed in your career, how have you managed again keeping the energy levels the same and also the well-being in general?
So maybe I'm selfish in Pakistan, or maybe in many contexts we'd say it's selfishness, but I have always prioritized myself. Not in big chunks, but in smaller chunks. So for example, mental, I like being fit, and it's something I've always done. I've always taken out, and in the past, honestly, वो 1 घंटे से ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता था. So 45 minutes to an hour daily for myself, which meant I went into my makeshift gym at home. The maid, the kids, nobody was allowed in that space. And my friends would say, you haven't really lost weight. I'm like, actually, it's not about weight, it's about my mental health. I just want to go there and sometimes...
Nice friends.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to listen to music, do nothing. And sometimes I used to have a boss who was also a friend. He'd say, "Oh my God, you're getting on that treadmill. I'm going to get messages from you," right? Because it would be things that I would be thinking about. That day could be a work day, and then I'm saying, "यार ये भी लिख देती हूँ, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है." So it's just your alone time. I have done it rigorously. Nobody messes with it. My kids also, now they're adults, they know if they walk into the gym and mama hai, so they'll walk away. So prioritize yourself. I think that's important. I think me and my husband, we have a very hectic social life. We love doing the things we love doing, and we make bahanas when we don't want to do something we don't do. So give time to yourself. Life is short. We never know kya hoga. I know ye sunne mein aata hai, but do the things you enjoy. You don't need to go all out on a limb to prove to other people on content that you're having a good time. But just do the things you want. Make sure. So I've done it. I have really, really done it. Another example, because I think examples are a better way to prove what you've done, your choices in life, is that I was, so now I'm 54, I was 48 years old. My daughter was 12, my son was 17, and I had gotten on this thing that, I need to see healthcare in the first world. I got an assignment as CFO for them in the Netherlands. Now it's a big decision, how do I do it, right? But I prioritized myself. My son was 17. He had already started applying to colleges. I handed him over to a counselor. My husband has a full-time career here. He didn't want to go. And I took my daughter and went to the Netherlands for 2.5 years. I commuted a lot. There were times when my husband would tell me, weekend mein koi daawat hai, you have to be there as Mrs. Basil Shamsi. And I would travel the 9 hours to come here and attend it and go back. But I prioritized myself. So put yourself first and make the choices. Don't kill anybody else in the process, but make those choices for yourself. Don't feel guilty about it. Because when you become somebody, people will praise you for the same things they criticized you for the choices you made as you were doing.
Thank you. Aska, would you like to?
I think self-care, it's in the same way as she said. There is this very easy inclination to say, अच्छा I'm doing this, XYZ हो जाएगा, उसके बाद में करूँगी, I'm too busy. ये मुझे बस, I'm going to give everything to work, और ये मुझे बस promotion मिल गया, उसके बाद it's fine, उसके बाद देखा जाएगा. So as long as you externalize your well-being, it's not going to happen. I think because the external environment you cannot control. So you have to prioritize, as she said, and you have to do it the way it works for you, and don't leave it to something that you don't have control over. I've grown up as an athlete, so exercising or doing something, keeping fit is something that I have to do because that's what makes me feel good. I had kids 5 years ago, like I have an almost 5 and a 1 year, almost 4 and a 1 year old. And I just, for 2 years couldn't find the time, and I kept struggling with myself that I want to do it, but there's no time. I only get 2 hours in a day with my kids when I come back. If I give that time to myself, there's this guilt also. So I was just in this loop, okay, let them be 5 years old, then we'll see. And I got constantly stuck in that loop. But I then, after I had my second one, it took me 4 years. After I had my second one, I was like, I can't be in that loop again for another 4 years. So what I do now works for me in my context, where I would wake up before, my kids wake up, and I would exercise, give myself those 45 minutes, and then I would go to work. But मैं अगर किसी को यहाँ बोलूँ कि मैं सुबह 6 बजे उठती हूँ, all of you guys in the stage of life that you're in, you're like, you're crazy. We can never, we won't do that. Who wakes up at 6 in the morning? That's crazy. Because in your context, it doesn't work. You have more time, more energy to craft out this time for yourself, whatever it is, exercise or whatever. Basis your context, right? So if you don't prioritize and you leave it to the external environment कि ये जब होगा तो फिर करेंगे तो फिर कभी नहीं होगा. So you have to take care of yourself. Nobody else will do it for you. So you prioritize and you do whatever works in your context, in the life stage that you're in, and don't overburden yourself, right? If you're starting to work out, ये ना करें कि मैं अब 5 दिन जाऊँगा Monday to Friday. You can start with 2 and just keep going with it. So do what you can manage and do consistently. And as she said, you just have to prioritize and take charge of it yourself.
I think बहुत ज़्यादा interesting conversation हो रही है because काफ़ी बातें हो रही हैं बीच में, तो I think you're sparking a lot of conversation. Just that I think you've heard from the panel कि exercise करें और अपना ख्याल रखें. मैं बस एक ऑल्टरनेटिव भी देना चाह रहा था क्योंकि मैं एक्सरसाइज बिल्कुल नहीं कर पाता हूँ, तो मैं किताब पढ़ लेता हूँ या फीफा खेल लेता हूँ, तो जो आपको रिलैक्स करे, ठीक है ना, हर वक्त एक्सरसाइज की बात नहीं होती है.
like 4 holidays a year, that was.
Just I guess the sort of last question to the panel and then we can get views from everybody. So I open it up to everybody and then आप लोग के जो भी सवालात हो आप पूछ लिए please. What do you guys have to think or say about growth mindset and having a fixed mindset, right? And I'm sure या तो हमने खुद experience किया है या we've come across people we see. Some are just go-getters and in every situation they're going to come up with solutions and moving forward. And on the other hand, we've seen people who, even in the most optimistic situation, will have a way of bringing everyone down. So, what do you have to say about that? Having a growth mindset, and how do you nurture it? How do you keep it alive? How do you develop it? Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah. That's again a great question. I think a growth mindset actually starts personally. I feel like when we started, we were younger, so your motivation's there, so you're constantly obviously evolving. But now I feel like we're the older creators as well, so I feel like, oh, ab to hum boode ho gaye. So how do you keep your mind growing? And I really learned that by realizing that keep trying to learn a new skill. Every year, give yourself a goal and a skill that you'll really enjoy doing. तो मेरे लिए पूरा बचपन में ये सोचता था कि मोटर बाइक में चलाऊंगा कभी. I didn't know how to do it, and then one day I was like, you know what? This is a great challenge. I just took my friend to Akbar Road, and we bought a bike, and I just told him कि अच्छा अब तुम मेरी बाइक चलाओ घर लेकर आओ फिर मैं वहाँ सीखूंगा. But I learned how to ride. Then we went in the mountains. We rode together. Again, me learning personally kind of translated into our content, right? So that's just one example of it. Every time you try to learn a new skill, and you bring that skill set or whatever it is or that mindset that you have into your career. And it really, if you're doing something that you enjoy, it'll translate. It'll make you a happier person. You'll get done from work and you'll go and want to improve that skill set or whatever you're doing. If it's paddle, just go learn how to play paddle. Play it competitively as well, but commit to it so that whenever you're done with work, you're thinking about something else. I've personally found that very healthy for myself and something I would really encourage anybody right now, like who's even starting out to get into this habit earlier on.
Yeah, I think I would like to add on to that. Like Fahad said, learn a new skill, right? So I have something very similar. I like to put myself in new, uncomfortable positions, right? Because I'm someone who gets bored of doing the same thing over and over again. So the last year was like a personal growth year for me. So what I did was I did like 3 new things. I started doing stand-up comedy. So I learned I'm someone who learns not from before, but like you throw me in that situation and I'll manage. So I was like, मैं सोचती रहूँगी ना कि कोई मुझे train करे, mentor करे, कभी नहीं होगा. I signed up for a gig and I was like, I'm doing stand-up comedy. जब मेरे सर पे होगा, I'll put myself in that position, I'll do it. So last year, I did like 7 stand-up comedy shows. It did really well. Second, I was like, okay, I need to do something else. So I started a podcast with 2 of my fellow comedians. I had never done it before. I was like, I don't know if I'll be good at it. I still get a lot of hate on my channel. कि आपको ज़्यादा बोलती हो और आप बहुत burger हैं. But it's okay, it's fine. I mean, I am who I am. I can't change my experiences, but I was like, it's okay. I'm gonna learn about myself, about my craft. तो वो मैंने नई चीज start की. Secondly, I put myself further into a difficult position. I directed and produced a musical play. I had never done that before, but I was like, let's do it. That's how I learned. So I think to answer your question for the growth mindset, I would say, put yourself in difficult situations. You will learn out of it. Like it doesn't matter whether, even if you don't do it well, you will still learn something. I always say don't go with the mindset that I have to succeed and I have to be great. No, even if it doesn't work out, you still learn something about yourself, about your skill set, what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you're enjoying, and then it just takes you a step further in your career, in your life. So I think that's what I would say about that.
So growth mindset, I don't know, I sometimes feel we all confuse a growth mindset with societal norms. If there's me, and I'm CEO of a multinational company at 54, and if there's another 54-year-old lady who's a housewife, would you assume she doesn't have a growth mindset? Or would you assume I have a growth mindset? Just questions to ask yourself. Why? Because to me, growth mindset is somebody who can't recognize their previous self 10 years ago. Simple. It could be the housewife who was very reticent, who didn't know how to cook or didn't know how to do things, and today she can. And to me, if you evolve through that, I think you have a growth mindset. So that's how I perceive it. And you बहुत excellent tip. बिल्कुल तुम सही कह रहे हो. छोटी छोटी चीज अगर आप, if you set yourself a goal, if the housewife sets herself a goal कि I'll learn how to do bonsai or I'll do horticulture, it is exactly that. It's a growth mindset, and it's professionally it's the same. So that is one of the techniques. How I think I look at it is the word iteration. Many people have asked me this question when I do panels from Asian women abroad, etc. Do you consider yourself successful? Or did you always be so successful? Did you get paid? I'm like, excuse me, there is no such thing as success or failure. It's about iterating. It's about you going and saying, okay, yeah, I learned how to play tennis. And then you saying, actually, I don't have an acumen for tennis. I can't run across the court so much. Let me try pickle or let me try paddle.
Yeah.
What did you do? You still learned something, you iterated. So I think अगर life में हम iterate करते रहे, just okay, we are not getting to our outcome. Let me try it a different way and change course. I think success will be yours, but it's not the success yes you imagined. But through a growth mindset, you iterated and you reached your new destination, which was similar. So that's how I would perceive growth mindset.
You want it was well?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing more to say. I think everyone's covered it really well. I just want to add that if you don't have a growth mindset, it's not going to be fun, right? The journey is not going to be fun. It's a long marathon. If you're in a career or you're stay at home or whatever it is, if you're not learning new things, if you're not learning how to face a setback and then learn from something from it and get back up again, then it's just going to be monotonous. It's not good. So let's keep it interesting. Keep that journey fun. Learn new things along the way. ताकि मजा तो आए ना उसमें. That's all I have to add to this.
Thank you. I think really insightful answers. So I guess I'm learning a lot as well. Yeah, so just a few questions from the audience. I think, Aska, I throw the first one to you. It's got to do with Unilever. So what does Unilever do to ensure employee growth and development? If you could just quickly comment on that.
Unilever, I've spent, it's almost going to be 15 years now. And in those 15 years, based on the career that I've had, I've worked across 6 different categories because I wanted to pursue a career in marketing. So I've gotten exposure across oral care and beverages and cleansing and hair and home care. So a lot of different categories, different nuances, different skill sets that I've built. That has given me a lot of growth to where I am today. But that's my personal journey. But I think as a company, Unilever believes in upskilling in terms of how you want to grow your career. So इसमें cross laning भी होती है, getting exposures in different markets भी होता है. Within the same vertical, getting exposure in different categories with it. So whatever you craft out for yourself and whatever you want to learn or wherever you want to reach, you can craft your journey accordingly, whichever path you want to take.
I think the other questions are also Unilever centric, so maybe we can discuss them after the panel. Just a quick one on what role does consumer feedback play in developing new products? Obviously a big role, but that happens before the process starts. You're looking at a lot of trends that people are following. So in my part of the business, in beauty and well-being, you're looking at consumer trends for the kind of ingredients they're following. Are they looking at more scientific solutions? Are they looking at more natural solutions? Are they looking at a mixture of both? And then you're trying to see whether you can infuse any one of those ingredients into a base formulation and come up with a product. So obviously that is there at the start of developing any new product. And once you have made prototypes, then what you're doing is a lot of testing and again coming up with a lot of iterations until you hit something which is a consumer winning option, and then obviously you launch that. So that's the bit on that. I think this is for you guys. I think it's an interesting one. In an era of Ducky Bhai and Rajab Bhatt, how do you manage to bring in your audiences as well?
I'll see you answer that. Good one, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be mean, but there's a reason we are on this panel and they are not. So the thing is like, it depends on what are you chasing, right? And जैसे मैंने पहले ही mention किया था, numbers chase करना कभी हमारा मकसद ही नहीं था. We still know कि what we need to do to get those numbers. मैं शादी का जोड़ा पहनूंगी और फाद मुझे टोल करेगा, मुझे पता है मेरे वहाँ पे जो है ना 200K हो जाएंगे, राइट? हम अपने अम्मी अब्बू को दिखाएंगे, देखिए मैं अपनी अम्मी को आज शॉपिंग करा रही हूँ, मुझे पता है मुझे 1 मिलियन व्यूज आ जाएंगे. हम बच्चा कर लेंगे, ऐसे मेरे मिलियन व्यूज आएंगे, ठीक है? हमें पता है हमें क्या करना है. But there's a reason we're not doing all of that. There's a reason our content is not about our family. There's a reason my content is not about मेरी मियाँ ने आज मुझे क्या कपड़े और क्या गिफ्ट लाके दिया है, right? So वो यही है कि यार how do you want to differentiate yourselves, right? हमने पहले दिन से ही अपने आप को differentiate किया हुआ था और हमने बहुत सुना है कि आप बहुत बर्गर हैं, your content is too polished. हमें ये भी मिलता है कि यार आप कुछ ज़्यादा ही polished content है, people are not relating to that. And we're like it's okay because what we wanted to do, मैं लोग को पैनल से पहले बता रही थी कि हमारा मकसद था to go towards production, to go towards direction. और आज माशाल्लाह हम वो कर रहे हैं. I was telling our fellow panelists before the talk started कि माशाल्लाह today we're directing 4 DVCs for big brands of Pakistan. So I cannot say the names right now, but inshallah you'll see them on your screens very soon. But that was our goal. तो ये था कि शुरू से हमें पता था कि यार ठीक है अभी हम travel couple हैं, उसके बाद अब हम expand करेंगे, हम और content बनाएंगे. Inshallah one day we will make a production house, and today we have P Square, which is our production house today. तो वो यही है कि यार we knew from day one कि हमें डकी भाई नहीं बनना है, हमें पतंगीर बनना है, तो I think that's that. ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, ये प्लीज इसका ना वो वायरल ना हो जाए ये, but you want to answer?
No, I think that was a good answer. That was a great answer. Yeah.
No, but so yeah, good answer. But I think what's important to note is that Ducky Bhai and Rajab are doing themselves, right? So they're doing them, and they're getting their audiences, and even that's not, we're not here to say right or wrong. ठीक है, वो उनके लिए सही है, and they're getting their audiences and their engagement and their content. And I think right now in the content landscape or in our overall marketing landscape, there is room for both. I don't think we're out here as a jury, and आप लोग को भी नहीं होना चाहिए. You get exposed to all sorts of content, and then it's up to us where we want to spend our time, right? So what are you going to interact with most is where you're deriving most value from. And you're going to make that choice every single day, right? हम ये नहीं blame कर सकते कि ये देखें ये इस तरह बना रहे हैं या ये उस तरह बना रहे हैं. हमारे हाथ में पावर है कि हम किसका content देखें और किससे ज़्यादा engage करें, right? So it's up to you as well. I've got another question, Hafsa. This is for you. Of all the finance roles you have done, which one was the hardest and why, and how did you perform at your best?
Finance, I know, isn't a very it's not for everybody, but when you know finance and you like it, you're okay with it. But I'd say the hardest role I've done has been, I would say, tax and that kind of thing, because understanding the global implications and trying to do tax from various treaties perspective is a tough one. However, that's a very specialist role. I think the other thing that I find really interesting is the business partnering aspect. I won't say it's tough, but I think it's a key. Anybody in this audience who's doing finance, please realize finance is no longer about subject matter expertise like tax and accounting. For that, they have back offices sitting elsewhere in the world doing it. I think what's really important is learning to partner whatever business you're in. And for that means using financial concepts to explain business proposals to the average Joe in an easy way. Right? So what's the business plan? How is it going to impact creative people? How are they going to understand it? Why they need to be a certain way in order to make financial sense? I think that the EQ part, the part about understanding the business but translating it for people who don't know, I think is the most challenging role of finance.
So, I guess this follow-up is also for you as a senior leader in the industry and someone who handles the pressure of strategically running entire companies. What is your advice to graduating students on how they can build resilience around pressure? I think you've covered this, but maybe if you want to add some more.
Yeah, I would just stick with that. Don't take too much on your plate. Tackle a few things and do them well. So I'd say prioritize your time and energy. I would say don't aim for perfection. And I would say they said it, but otherwise it would have been my advice to everybody: be your authentic self. Live from the inside out. Don't try and live for other people. Sometimes you do, of course. Sometimes you do. A lot of times you do. But I'd say stick with those principles. Be true to yourself, and even if a setback bhi ho jaye, you won't at least tell yourself, "Yaar, what if I had done it another way?" Because you will be in your true self. You say, "That's the only way I know," right? So setbacks also hurt less.
So I guess we'll wrap this up now. So thank you so much to all the panelists. I think some amazing answers. Thank you for the generous applause. Is this working, right? So I just want to end with saying I think you guys should look up Simon Sinek's work. I think his work around the infinite mindset is something that you will find very insightful. I think a little bit of it I want to leave you with is that what he talks about in it is as opposed to the finite mindset, which is about a zero-sum game or having winners and losers, the infinite mindset is the opposite, right? So it's not about winning or losing, it's about staying in the game and how you view life as with an infinite mindset and therefore just staying in the game. And I think an example that the world went through for that was during the time of COVID, the pandemic. And it wasn't about who, sort of came out winning or losing from it. It was basically who came out alive. And in context of businesses, it was who came out existing. That they were able to pivot or they were able to just stay alive and live to fight another day. So basically treating life with that infinite mindset is something that I think you guys should look up. I think we are going away with some amazing insights from today's panel. If you want to take away things, it should be very, very authentic. So really know yourself. I think that's something that people or young people don't do enough of, spending time to really know who you are. So introspect, ask a lot of self-reflective questions and find out what you're good at. When are you, at your best? So really try and identify that from the get-go. I think be your own judge of the kind of work that you're putting out or the quality of work that you're putting out. Don't seek external validation. Obviously, we do require that, and there needs to be some kind of validation from an external point of view. Otherwise, you'll just think that you're patting yourself on the back and it's not getting accepted anywhere. So yes, some level of validation, but don't put out work which you're not proud of. I think that's something that came out, and being authentic to yourself. Take care of yourself, take time out for yourself, and I think we end with communication. So let everyone know how you're feeling, what you need. Not everyone's going to know that. Right? So thank you very much.